Hello everybody, my name is David Fotu and welcome to Country Coding. Today we'll be talking about Python, and many of you are asking why Python? Well, Python is a very important language, especially when you're going into data science. You can use Python to extract information from a database and run mathematical models. Another thing that Python is important for is prototyping and also web development. So those are two of the other nice features about Python. Let's get started here really quick. If you just want to find out more information about Python, I suggest just going on Google. Duh. Pretty easy, right? Okay. The first thing that we're going to the first thing that we want to start doing is going to the website www.python.org. Now, if you're using a Windows or a Mac, I'm very sorry. I'm using Linux here, but it should be similar to each other, just due to the fact that basically we're going to be using Terminal. For Windows, we're going to be using PowerShell to run our Python programs with. And just the way that they both operate should be very similar to each other. So go to www.python.org, go to Downloads, and just click on the recent version of Python, and it should automatically download for you. And you start the download process. Okay, awesome. So once you get that downloaded, let's begin. So right now I'm going to pull up my terminal. And I'm going to check if I have Python installed on the machine by just typing down this code. So what's nice about having running Linux, is the fact that Linux, at least the Ubuntu version of Linux, or Ubuntu distro of Linux, has both versions 2.7 and 3.5 installed on the machine itself. So I don't have to worry about downloading it from the website. In fact, if you guys are running Linux, all you have to do is just type this in to update your Linux. So before I start the process here, it's sudo apt-get update. Then just type in your code, your password, and you could just run it, and it will automatically update those packages for you. And then if I want to clear my terminal screen, I just have to type in clear. Awesome pies. Okay, let's check if we have Python 3 installed on the machine here. So remember, it's just Python 3 -- version. You can do the same thing on PowerShell, just to let you guys know. Okay, now let's run the code. So you can see that I have Python 3.6.5, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, so there are 3 ways of working with Python. The first way is that you can work in Python shell. So Python shell is just basically the version that you can run through the terminal or through PowerShell. So let's pull that up here really quick. To activate your shell, just type in Python 3 and hit enter. Okay, as you can see, the program has notified that we're running Python 3.6.5, and it's ready for us to type in some code. Okay, the first code that we're going to type in is print, opening closing parentheses with double quotation marks inside those parentheses. And within those quotation marks, just type in hello world. And hit enter. And voila, it just run the code for us. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is quit out of Python shell. So just type in quit, opening closing parentheses, and hit enter. So you could do a lot with Python, but what I like to do is I want to be running Python through a text editor. So that's the second way of using Python, is using a text editor. And the text editor I would suggest that you guys be using is Notepad++ for now. So here's the website you can go to. Just go to notepad-plus-plus.org. And once you go to that website, click on download. And what's nice about it is that it'll actually tell you exactly which one to download for your system. So just download the Notepad++ installer 32-bit. Or if you have a more powerful machine, which most of you do, it would be Notepad++ installer 64-bit. But either one should work. Okay. So once you get that installed, let's open up a new file here. I have a file already created for myself. So once you open up a new file, I want you guys to save it as firsttutorial.py. So write it exactly how it is right here. So save it as firsttutorial.py, and then we'll get started with coding. Okay. Awesome. So once we have that file opened, and once you save it as firsttutorial.py, just type out print hello world. Now save the file. Again, if you haven't saved it as firsttutorial.py, please save it as firsttutorial.py. Do not forget the .py extension. That is very, very important. Okay. Now let's exit out of our text editor here and go back to PowerShell or Terminal. Now on PowerShell and terminal, well, before we go into that, we want to know the directory path to our file here. I forgot to mention this, and I'm so sorry. I really don't want to re-record this clip again. Make sure that your file is located on your desktop. So I'll let you guys do that if you haven't. Just go to File Manager on Windows and go to Desk and just move the file. Find where you have that firsttutorial.py located, which should be in Documents, and just move it to your desktop. Do the same thing with Mac as well. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is that we're going to right click on the file and click on Properties. Okay, once we do that, we want to find the directory path or the parent folder. In this case, where this file is located, it's located on this path, on this directory path right here. And that's very important because it actually tells the system where to locate that file. So in this case, file is located in home, within user, and then within desktop. Okay, let's pull up our PowerShell here. Or our terminal. And type in Python 3 space, don't hit enter, space, and type in the directory path. I'll let you guys look at that for a second. Kind of give you a guide on what to do. Everyone's directory path will be different since you guys have different usernames. But this should be the same format. Okay, once you've done that, hit enter. And as you can see here, it ran the code. So voila, that's the second way of doing things. The third way, a little bit more complicated, and I'll tell you why here in a second. It's very nice to have an IDE that you can run the code in without having to pull up terminal or PowerShell. So the IDE that I would suggest you guys getting is PyCharm. So PyCharm allows you to run different codes. I mean, it allows you to run both the text editor and also the terminal side. So you can imagine just having those two in the same program without having to pull up the text editor and then running the terminal or the PowerShell. So if you're to download this program, I would suggest getting the community version. I know this is super annoying. It's in the way, and oh, actually, yeah, I can bring on that. Okay, cool. So, yes, I would download the community version. This is the one that you'll want to be using. And once you get that downloaded, just go through the installation steps and you should be fine. I'll show you how to work that later on. It's very complicated, a little bit confusing, but for now we're just going to be using the second way, which is using a text editor and just running our Python code through terminal or PowerShell. But anyways, that is our first tutorial on Python. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you soon.